funky friends, welcome back to Chaotic Kitchen. This is Amy, aka Funky Mama 0703. Today we are in the Chaotic Kitchen yet again. I keep trying to think of a different way of calling this, but you know, it just makes sense. It's chaotic. I am a chaotic cook. I like to just take whatever is in the house, put it in the dish. I don't really think ahead, and I need to plan my meals better, as opposed to how we did our last kitchen cooking project. It was not well planned out. So chaos reigns supreme in the kitchen. But today we are doing something that I really like. They are chips that I make at home, my own chips. I usually post on Facebook when I make a good meal or when I'm proud of something, and one of the things I've posted on are these chips that I make. Had lots of people ask about them, so today I'm doing a video for those chips. A lot of good things come out of it. They're less calories, they're less carbs, which is a big thing for me, and you can get a lot of different flavors. I'm going to show you right now just a picture of the items that I use. I have a number of different flavors that I like to use. It all depends on the mood I'm in. Savory, sweet. I only have a couple savories or a couple sweets. I have a sugar substitute that I use on a regular basis, and I suppose kettle corn can be considered a sweet. There's also pumpkin spice. I like to put some pumpkin spice on mine. I didn't get a picture of that one, but I do have pumpkin spice that I like to throw in there. As for our savory, there's Parmesan cheese, which my son really hates me making, which I will be making for you today. We do a taco seasoning to kind of give you a Doritos type chip to it. Garlic Parmesan. What is this one over here? That's the sour cream and onion. Cheesy caramel corn. I don't know if that is savory or sweet. I haven't tried it yet. Cheesy jalapeno. There's ranch, and then there's Lowry's seasoned salt, which gives you just a regular flavoring type thing. Oh, my hair's sticking up. Oh well. So it's kind of a neat little amount. Oh, there's one more. There's white cheddar that I use as well. I've recently rediscovered the sprinkling or the flavorings that you put on your popcorn, and I started using those on the chips, and they smell good, they taste good. So I'm really looking forward to having a lot of different just flavors and different feelings that I have going on here. I use a number of those, so it all depends on what your flavoring is, what your choice in flavor is. I like use like different things. The savory for like nachos. For when I make tacos, I like to kind of use that as the crunchy aspect. I really like the crunchy, which is what I missed when I got my bypass surgeries. I missed having that crunchy aspect. So I started looking around, found ones that have protein in them, and that's great, but they cost too much. And one bag can last 2 meals, but you're getting your protein, but you're not getting the flavor. So what I found I used instead is I get street tacos. These are, put it right up there for you. These are from Mission. You have 24 of them in there. I usually take this, they're white corn tortillas, street taco size. They're small, so that makes the chip is smaller. And it's about roughly the size of what you would use. I used the larger shells, and they were too big. These are a good size. They fit. That's like a 1-bite, maybe 2-bite meal or feeling to them. I can get like 2 street tacos in, which is 8 chips, and then I feel satisfied. So that works for me. Let's see, what is this? Serving size is, 3 of these is a serving. So I'm only getting a smaller portion of a serving. I'm only getting only actually having 2. It's got 90 calories for the 3 tacos, and with 2, I would suppose if that's the case and you divide that, it'd be 60 calories for the 2. It's got 2 grams of protein and 19 grams of carbs. Not a lot, and that is for the 3 shells, and I only have 2, so it's like I'm really actually getting ahead a little. But they taste good after being cooked. They are easy to use, and I will walk you through each of the steps as we go. Put them in the freezer usually, so that because we have, I like to have them here when I need them. Then what I do is I will cut them into quarters. And I put them in a neat little box. This is a Chinese restaurant box, but I put them in a nice little box so that they are ready to be used at a later date, and put them aside and use them as I need them. Then what I do, then when I'm ready to cook them, I get a cookie sheet, parchment paper, and lay the parchment paper out on the cookie sheet so that it makes it easier for you to make the mess and not feel like you're making a mess. Preheat your oven to 350. That gets everything started nice and neatly. I like to lay them out in their own configuration. I'm in whatever. This time for you, I will be making just the Parmesan, which like I said, is my son absolutely hates me making because it stinks up the house. But I love the way the Parmesan cheese tastes in salsa, tastes in, I've got a garden vegetable cream cheese that it just tastes really good in as well. So it helps me eat these things and feel like I'm getting away with something when I'm not really getting away with anything, which makes me feel really good. So what I'm going to do is I will focus the camera on to the cookie sheet that I'm working on, and you can take a look and watch what I'm doing, and I'll describe it as we go along. All right, so guys, what we got is our items laid out here on the cookie sheet. I can't believe it's not butter, spray. You can use any type of spray to help adhere the seasoning onto your shells. I really prefer the butter because it tends to hold it better. I can't believe it's not butter. It doesn't really have much to add to the food except for flavor. I mean, there's no calories in it, 0 carbs, 0 protein, so you're really not getting anything but the adherence and the flavor, which is a big thing. So I like to spritz. This is one of the reasons why I use the spray, because I can spritz. I like spritzing, spraying. And make sure you hit every one of the chips. And I like a good flavor on top here. There. Like I said, I'm using the Parmesan. My son absolutely hates the Parmesan. It's going to make the house smell wonderful, in his view. And it's easy when you're doing one flavor. I did do a sheet of multi-flavors. The one flavor is easy because then you just sprinkle over every one. Otherwise, that one was kind of trying to be careful not to get overboard. Just sprinkle as generous as you want. This is cool because you can adjust your flavors as you make these. You can say, well, I like the flavor, but I need a little more, or it had too much on it. You can try a number of them and see, okay, which one did I like the more? All right, so I do that, and then I like to give kind of a spritz of the butter again to be on top of the cheese. And then I flip these over. So this is going to take a little bit. I'll probably speed this up for you. All right, so now that we got everything flipped over, you can just do that again to this side. Spritz. The reason why, and that's one of the reasons why I like to lay this out in a pattern beforehand, is because then you kind of see what you've flipped and what you haven't flipped, because sometimes it's not easy to remember what you flipped. All right, so spritzed it, and now we're doing the sprinkle again. The Parmesan makes a really nice crust on these guys. So you get a nice deep flavor. My son is not really super fond of it, but he's not a cheese fan anyways. Or I don't know. Not a big fan of this type of stuff. Like I said, spritz on the top of it. And then you take your tray and put it into the oven. And then we wait. 7 minutes on one side, you take your tray, you turn it, and then put another 7 minutes on. We'll get to you as soon as we've got some, well, actually magic of television here. This is the tray that I did, and I will show you, I'll take pictures of the one once we get done with this one. This is the tray that I did before. All right, so what we have here is, the sugar. That's just my sugar substitute here. Just the one row of that, or well, 2 rows of that, I guess. This one here is the ranch. So that's the Hidden Valley Ranch Seasoning. I use that just in there. I haven't had a chance to try that. I'm not really a big ranch fan, but I like ranch potato chips, so maybe I'll like this one. This one here is the taco seasoning mix, and we use that on pretty much everything. And this last one here is, where is that one? Is it this one? Yeah, the kettle corn. This is popcorn seasoning. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, so I want to get to. I've got a number of flavors. Like I said, I've got the white cheddar, cheesy jalapeno, kettle corn, the cheesy corn or caramel corn, sour cream and onion, which is one I always loved, sour cream and onion, and garlic parmesan. So I'd like to kind of give that a test to see how it feels and how it tastes. The sugar ones I tried in a strawberry cream cheese, which tastes pretty good. I can see using those in like even a peanut butter sauce. You know, I have these. I have this here that I had gotten in for something else, another meal, and I don't know what I would use it for. Probably it's just peanut butter, but I probably would actually think about using it with one of the chips, and I might actually try that and see how that goes. But it something sweet. It's a little lighter on you. The cool thing is it takes just a little bit to put a flavor onto your chips, so you have that going for you as well. Of course, the ranch, probably in like a nice cream cheese that I like to use that on, or the Parmesan chips that we're making right now. So it does offer you a lot of options. Any salsa you like, the taco ones will taste great in those. I would almost suppose the Parmesan ones do too. Anything that you would eat, or any type of sauce that you like, you can just kind of test to see what flavors taste good. I would even assume if you took your chips and just sprayed them with the cheese or the butter or the oil or whatever you're going to use, spray that, flip them over, spray it again, maybe put a little salt and pepper, put some salt, sea salt, something like that, something that's a little exotic, whatever. All right, folks, so what we do is we put it in the oven for 7 minutes. Once it gets to a certain point after that 7 minutes, you want to turn the tray, not the items, but just the tray around, let it go for another 7 minutes. That depends on how many you have in there. This last batch that I did was huge. I don't usually make them that big, the batches. So sometimes you might need to add a little extra time on either end just to kind of make sure that it gets done. But I'm going to show you the end product, and you're going to love it, and you're going to want to have some. You got lots of different flavor options. Like I said, I've got a savory and sweet side to me, so I can go either way depending on the mood I'm in. If you're watching your carbs or watching your calories, this is a good way of doing it. You just want to make sure you don't eat too many of those shells, because of course the shells have most of the calories. But the cool thing is, I just found out by looking at the package that a serving is actually 12 pieces instead of the 8 pieces I usually eat. So I've been doing myself pretty good just only having the 8. So guys, give it a try. Check it out. Let me know in the comment bar below to find out whether you liked it, whether you wanted more, you know, whether it worked for you. If there are other flavor options that you want to try out, let me know how those flavors go. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you to find out what you thought of it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was not as chaotic as the last kitchen was. This one actually worked out pretty good, so I hope you liked it. And I even have the volume on, my mic on, so you can hear me talk. Yay! We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.